Welcome everyone on this geopolitical channel, and today we will try to understand what is the connection between economy and geopolitics by assessing the first consequences of the massive attacks against Saudi oil facilities yesterday. Indeed, two major facilities have been attacked yesterday against one oil refinery and one oil field. But we are not talking about any oil field or any oil refinery. We are talking about the largest oil refinery of the world, Archaic, and one of the largest oil fields in the world, Kurais, which is the second actually largest oil field in Saudi Arabia. And when you cumulate both infrastructures, it means that probably, according to Reuters, Saudi Arabia will be deprived of 5.7 million barrels per day, meaning that it will be deprived of 81% of its oil exportation in case it chooses not to reduce its own oil consumptions. So if it decides to restrict its on exportation and not domestically, it will affect, as you see, probably its oil exportation. And you have to know that Saudi Arabia is the largest oil exporter in the world. So basically, as of today, we can say simply for sure that the world oil supply in the world are totally disrupted, and it will create a total chaos over the next week as a result of those attacks who have been claimed once again by Houthi. We are not yet entirely sure that those drones, which are probably were 10 or between 10 and 20, came from Yemen. Some sources, like the US Secretary of State, assert that those drones came from Iraq. But at this stage, we cannot say for sure, we don't have any reliable information about it. So that's why on this video, instead of making some speculation, we will try to focus on real consequences of those attacks. And as I said, we said just a bit earlier, the world oil supply will be disrupted over the next day, and one of the first casualties could be the Popular Republic of China, which is the first client of Saudi Arabia. So, as we said, Saudi Arabia will be not able to supply all its clients over the next weeks, and probably so we will see how it will be able which client it will select, and probably some clients like China could not be able to be supplied, and we see that it could have for sure consequences on the worldwide economy. Some predict that tomorrow oil price could just in one day could push up $5 to $10, and some predict that over the next week the oil prices could reach $100. So it means that it shows how far-reaching are the consequences of those attacks, and yet we are not talking at this stage. We have not yet talked about the consequences about the Saudi economy, which will be even more dire than the worldwide, because you can imagine that the Saudi Arabia economy is very addicted on oil. Just 40% of its GDP, the gross domestic product, comes from the oil sectors, and 70% of the revenue, of the government revenue, is coming from oil, and 80% of exportations come from oil. So we see a clear addiction of Saudi Arabia on oil, and basically it will have very negative consequences. So you can imagine on the Saudi economy. And due to this situation, some actors have already anticipated some move. For example, the United States have announced today through their US Secretary of Energy, Mr. Rick Perry, that probably the United States are ready to tap their their strategic reserves due to this situation. And probably we can imagine that the United States will be not the only one to tap their strategic reserves. So it will be extremely interesting to see first tomorrow how the financial market will react to those attacks. And we will for sure here on this channel, we can be sure we will follow up the situation by giving you all the latest information on this very important news, which will have, as I said, very important effects, and we will keep you informed on the latest development about the from geopolitical side and from economic side.